Say you want to set up a company, you're a foreigner, you're very curious. If I came to invest in Kenya and I need to employ people, what does it mean for me as an employer? If I'm currently an employer and I've listened to videos as regards how employees are empowered, where does that leave me as an employer? First, I am one of you, I'm an employer. My name is Stella Wangui Muraguri. I'm the managing partner at MMW Advocates LLP, and this is a Kenyan lawyer's perspective. So as an employer, it's very important to first understand, where do I find the law? If you start with the Employment Act, that's a very good place to start. It is all in the Employment Act. But you see, the thing is, your role is that your core duty is that you are the CEO. You are the business leader, the visionary, and it's not your role to actually then be reading the law. And that's where you need lawyers or you need HR practitioners who are guided by lawyers. So the Employment Act is your friend. Secondly, as an employer, you need to take time and ask yourself, do you have contracts for all your employees and all your consultants? Are you clear on the terms? Even for you, as much as they protect your employee, do they protect you? Are you looking at a situation where you're saying your very best employee will give you 7 days notice, yet you know very well if they decided to leave, you're going to need 2 months to replace them? And you find that a lot of employers will have this attitude where they'd want to easily get rid of employees, but they never look at it from the other way around. What happens if the employee leaves me? Will I be left stranded and in the wild by myself in terms of how to replace them? So it's very important to understand, how do those contractual terms protect you as an employer? Then also, do you have a human resource policy that then sets the guideline of how employees will relate with each other, how employees will relate with the employer? How do they know how to apply for leave, when to apply for leave? Do you even have a roster that tells you, for my employees who are within a contractual period, that's 2 years or 1 year, this is a period we're expected to actually renew it. So that you do not have employees who are always anxious on the 31st day of the month of the contract coming to an end, they're not sure where they stand with you. Do you have a lawyer, not as a cost element, and this is very important for me to state, and it's a segue. A lawyer is not a cost element. A lawyer is an asset. Let that sink in. Not a cost element. A lawyer by your side, even in HR matters, is an asset. So that said, and that's being out of the way, do you have a lawyer who can guide you in terms of understanding if we audit our HR cycle, we are protected by the law? Should we now then want to terminate our employees as an employer? Do you know how to go about it? Even the right word for it. Is it termination? Is it summarily dismissed? Is it a summary dismissal? Is it redundancy? So assuming you want to part ways cordially, do you know how to go about that? The process around letting an employee go. And in all these videos, I've spoken to those issues. But it's important for you as an employer to understand that the law is not meant to just empower employees, but it's also giving you a guideline in terms of how to go about it. I'll just give you a separate example. The Supreme Court made a determination the other day where it stated that an employer, despite the fact that you've employed this person, you cannot choose to vary the terms of this particular person, I'll use a legal jargon word here, unilaterally. Meaning, I cannot go to my employer and tell them, I've decided you'll be working on Saturdays. But that is not what we agreed on. The law does not allow for unilateral variation of terms. To say, I cannot impose my own terms because I'm the boss. Remember, this is a contract of employment, and a contract is an agreement. It means that 2 parties must agree. If you unilaterally vary the terms of an agreement, that is a breach of the law. You're basically not acting in line of the law, with the law. And all this is in the Employment Act. And if you have a good lawyer, a great lawyer by your side, it means that these are people you can walk this journey with, and you can tell them, I think for us to be more efficient, we need people working 3 days, or we need people working from home. Does that mean I need to vary the terms, or can I just rock up at the office and say, from today onwards, we are closing our operations, everyone will be working from home? There's legal implication for that. Use lawyers to help you in terms of that journey. Empower yourselves with knowledge, empower yourselves with great lawyers, and I think then that makes the employment process not a headache, but a guided process. Thank you so much. Please engage with us if you're an employer and you have any questions in terms of how to come up with a HR policy, how to audit your HR process, that is your human resource process. My name is Stella Wangui Muraguri, the Managing Partner at MMW Advocates LLP, and this is a Kenyan Lawyer's Perspective.